Hey, everybody, we are live at Paste in Austin, Texas right now with Matt Pryor from the Get Up Kids. Man, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, it's great to see you again. We
Good to see you as
hosted
well.
Radar State not that long ago at the New York studio, and stoked to see you here in this backyard in this very
this is pretty cool.
deprived state for everybody.
Yeah, it's great.
So pre-congratulations on Problems. That's coming out May 10th on polyvinyl.
Yes.
And you're doing, are all the songs from it?
I'm going to do 2 from the record and 1 old song.
Okay. Can you tell us what's coming up first?
This is Satellite. You ready? Yes. All right. By myself, I don't think anybody else even cares if all is well. You're only thinking of yourself. It's a long way down. It's a long way down for me. The satellite orbiting the world alone. Tell me I'm coming home. By myself, I don't think anybody knows I'm even here, but do you tell? You think you understand my fears? It's a long way down. It's a long way down for me. The satellite orbiting the world alone. Tell me I'm coming home to be. The satellite knowing I'm the only one after all's said and done. It's a long way down. It's a long way down for me. The satellite orbiting the world alone. Tell me I'm coming home to be. The satellite knowing I'm the only one after all's said and done. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Thank you. That's a personal song for you. Can you tell us a little bit about the original context of the song, and then a little bit about how maybe the context changed throughout the process?
Well, the story kind of goes that, like, I started writing the song about my son. Sorry, I have not had much sleep, and I've been singing a lot. Who is a bit of an introvert and is kind of a loner. And the song was kind of written about, you know, feeling alone, the idea of being a satellite up in space above the planet, you know, by yourself. And then at some point, I forgot that I was writing a song about my son and thought I was writing a song about myself. And then I realized that my son is very much a lot like me. And so, yeah, it's just about being lonely, you know? I mean, I think we've all been there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, even in a room full of people who paid money to watch me sing, I can still feel really anxious and really lonely. It's just part of how my hard drive is wired, you know? Like, it just is what it is.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, in the middle of New York City with 8 million people around, it's that feeling persists.
I find New York City to be incredibly stressful, but, you know, that's why I live in Kansas.
Yeah. Well, man, that sounded great. Thanks for playing it for us. And also, everyone who's watching right now, hopefully, is able to check out the video for it. I watched it a couple of times before you showed up, and it's great.
It's a cool little box dude.
Yeah.
His name's Hank, I guess. I learned that fairly recently.
He's got eyebrows.
He's a man made out of cardboard that has eyebrows. So,
can you tell us what's coming up second off of Problems?
yeah, this song's called Salina. Salina is a small town in Kansas that. Well, the only way to explain this is that it's kind of a mundane relationship thing about how myself and my wife, because I'm gone a lot, I tour a lot, and the basis of our relationship has always been she's at home and I'm on tour, but then one day she had to go to a training for work, grackles, and I found myself feeling like incredibly lonely and sad being apart from her when I was the one that was home and she was the one that was away. And so I wrote this kind of silly little song about it, and then when we made it into a song on the record, it turned into this big epic thing, which is not how I'm going to play it today. I'm going to play it kind of how I wrote it. But I don't know, I got to come up with a better story for that. It's kind of a mundane...
Dude, that's a pretty good
story.
story.
It's a very honest,
yeah.
You know...
It's not always that you get to see through experiences through somebody else's eyes
Yeah.
and put yourself into their shoes. That's a great story.
So... That's what it is. I'm gonna get a drink of water, and then
me too.
The funny thing is that anybody who's from the area goes, "You wrote a song called Salina? Why?" You know. But all right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, this song's called Salina. Would be raining today. Storm rolled in right as you left. I could just drink it away. We both know it's not the best. Stare at the clock for hours, but the time won't seem to pass. It's when the house is quiet, I'm just in my own head. Sentimental fool writes all these words for you, even though just 2 hours away. I think the guy hammering in the background really adds a lot to this song. It's just an observation. It's rare that this occurs. Somehow it feels so different. Tables have been turned. If I were at the airport and if you were in our bed, I wouldn't be excited, but I'd feel less frightened. Sentimental fool writes all these words for you, even though just 2 hours away. So I try remembering that you're coming back to me, and all will be forgotten in a day. The day is finally over and the night is closing in. It's like it takes forever for the world to still spin. A sentimental fool writes all these words for you, even though you're just 2 hours away. Thank you. Sorry, I guess the thing you're supposed to do is not draw attention to the fact that there was hammering going on in the background.
No, I think it probably came through enough that people on the internet could hear it, but it's not as loud to the internet as it is to us here.
It's very present. It's very present in my performance here today.
It was in time for like 5 seconds.
Huh?
It was in time for like 5 seconds.
Oh, it was like my drum machine?
Yeah.
Man, so both these songs sounded great, and they're. I mean, it's evident that the content, what you're writing songs about, has changed quite a bit over the last 22 years, as it does.
Actually, no. It's just my perspective on them has changed. Like, for example, like that song's about my wife, and then the next song I'm gonna play is from our very first record, which is also about my wife, but it was when we were dating. So it's kind of like. Well, I don't know. Like, I had this concept of like, what is quote unquote emo, and I think it's like the lyrics primarily, and it's a lot of like loss and longing and quote unquote heartbreak or whatever. But it's like those don't have to be necessarily about like, oh, I miss my girlfriend or I got dumped or whatever. It could be about I love my kids or I love my wife or I love the situation that I'm in, like,
well, and that's the question. That's what I was getting at. Because the context of that is, I mean, that stuff didn't exist 22 years ago,
right?
You know?
Well, I would say the context of it has changed. Like, you know, like I don't know if it's necessarily like a different subject matter, but it's a different. But I don't know. It's kind of open to interpretation, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm super sleepy. You're super sleepy. It's been outstanding, and we're looking forward to hearing the third song off of Problems, which, if you're just joining us, coming out May 10th on Polyvinyl. What's coming up third?
Well, do I need to play another song off the new record, or do you want me to play an old song?
Oh, right. Yeah. There's no, play literally whatever you want to play next.
Okay.
As long as it's Bob Seger.
As long as it's what?
Bob Seger.
Oh. How's that go? Oh, we were playing. Because I'll never do you wrong. We're doing still the same. We're trying to figure out how to work that into the set without alienating everyone and making them leave. All right, this song's called Better Half. This is a really old song. Saw my better half of a decade slip through my hands, inside her hands, inside my pockets. And when she reached for her advantages, should have done something. Saw my baby boy digging his own hole, keeping alive family traditions. When he lied about intentions, I should have done something. I blame myself for everything. Keeps my conscience clean. But I've got bandages to prove it. To prove it. Saw my better half of a decade slip through my hands, inside her hands, inside my pockets. Thank you.
All right, Matt.
That song is 22 years old.
Man, dude, thank you so much for coming through and playing these songs. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
And,
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah, of course.
And then
man.
until the next time.
In another 2 months, we'll see you.
Exactly. I put out a new record every 2 months. Every 4 months.
Man, have a great. You're playing Brooklyn Bowl family reunion tomorrow night at the Scoot.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight. Have a great show tonight. Hopefully you get a little bit of sleep between now and then. And
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
Europe and UK in May, right?
Yes.
And all those tour dates are up at thegetupkids.com. Best of luck on Problems when it comes out. And
Thank
dude,
you.
Thanks for doing this, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. This place is awesome. Oh, wait.